Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem of Brazil, followed by the national anthem of the United States.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the
Referee
last.
for today's match is Greg Dopka, assisted by Logan Brown and Corey Richardson. The fourth official is Matthew Kreitzer.
It's not by any means the last officials, but it is the last officials for the Nike International Tournament. The friendlies here coming on. And, of course, it is the United States versus Brazil. And until the 80th minute of game number 5, which was England and the Netherlands, this one, the United States had a chance to win the tournament. But England got a tying goal and eliminated everyone else. England with 7 points in the bracket. The Netherlands have 4. The U.S., we're currently at 3. Would like to at least finish second place here in the Nike International Friendlies. Brazil looking for a result, and even yet just a goal. They have been outscored 5-0 by both the England and the Netherlands. 3-0. The Netherlands defeated Brazil, and then 2-0 as England did. We'll get you the lineups. As you mentioned, you heard the officials. Greg Dopka is your center referee. Logan Brown and Corey Richardson are your assistants, and Matthew Kreitzer is your fourth official. U.S. will be wearing their white from head to toe, where Brazil will get their team photo out there in the traditional yellow jerseys, blue socks, and shorts. As we mentioned here, just going on now, the weather has been a bit of a storyline throughout the Nike International Friendlies, more so because of wind. It's been very windy, and here in the last game, the wind is dying down a bit here in the evening. It's probably not going to be much of a factor. It will be slightly from our left to right and into our face. More so, we are looking due east. The wind is coming from the northeast. As the United States will make their way out there, they've made a few changes. Starting tonight, Alex Budnick will be in net. And then you have Kelly Cornfield Sanders. and Saunders. Jalen Lindsay will be a couple of the backs along with Chris Durkin and Jake Ortega. The rest of the players out there, Tim Way, Chris Goslin, Josh Sargent, Andrew Carlton, Adrian Villegas, and Io Akinola. Brazil will be going from the left to the right, and they'll go the same goalkeeper, Lucas Alexander. Iago will be their captain again. He'll be on the back line along with Carlos Eduardo, Ruan Ribeiro, Dimitri Souza, Mateus Miranda, and then you have Andrade, Wallace, and Marco Antonio. Looks like Brazil will kick off, and as we mentioned, go from your left to your right out here tonight. United States, again, with a couple of those changes as well. We'll get them out there for you as we get them all sorted out. And we are underway in the last game of the Nike International Friendlies. And Alexander already straying way out, and he'll send a long ball down. And it will roll to Alex Budnick, who's in net tonight. Started game one as well. Looking for the ball up the line, and we'll go out of bounds for a throw. Looking for the overlap run for Brazil. And already, maybe one of the U.S. players kind of got a blow to the face a little bit early on. He's down taking a knee. I think it may be Ortega. Jake Ortega. One thing to look out for is Andrew Carlton has a couple of goals scored. The high water mark for the Golden Boot right now is Ridon. Dijshan Ridon of the Netherlands has 4 goals. He leads the tournament. And that will be presented tonight at the end, as will the Golden Glove. That one's in the running for quite a few players. Good look at John Hackworth as the U.S. will send it long for Brazil to bring at their end defensively. Up top, chested down by Kelly Cornfield Saunders. Second ball, Souza will dribble out of bounds. Over the touchline. Good look at Cornfield Saunders. Andrade on the sideline. Second ball's Miranda. We'll try and play it in. Miranda again challenging with Carlton. Carlton gets a foot in. Long ball, and it'll be chased down by Iago. Again, wearing the captain's armband for Brazil. Long ball for Ribeiro. Ribeiro trying to come in, and it's taken off of him by Villegas. And Carlton is taken down. See Carlton in there, shields his body. We'll get the free kick. Offsides on the U.S. We'll get it back to Carlos Eduardo, who started every game in the center of the defense along with Iago. That one, though, on a long ball, taken away by Timothy Way. Way will go down the sideline. He'll put it across, and Lucas Alexander will go looking for the back post as Sargent was approaching. Sargent got the game winner against the Netherlands. That kept the U.S. in contention for the title until, again, England knocking off, or not knocking off, but at least a last-minute goal to earn a draw against the Netherlands today. And that gives England 7 points. Late dramatics in 3 of the 5 games so far. It has had a last-minute goal. The U.S. involved in 2 of them. Getting the victory against the Netherlands and then losing to England, and that's the difference right now. Nice move inside now to cut back, and it's shot, and it's a big save there by Budnick because he's able to get to it. But driving down the side was Andrade, who made a nice move, and he was able to cut it inside, and then Souza just not able to put it into one of the sides of the net. Budnick right in the middle and in good position to keep it out. Carlton with a nice deke, but it's going to roll over the sideline for the Villegas, and it will be a throw. Looks like the U.S.'s Arteaga has had the head bandaged up. Had to get checked out by the linesman. He's on the sideline ready to come in. He is being waved in, and it'll be noticeable on the visual as Cornfield Saunders gives a shove, maybe in part to allow his defender Arteaga to get back, but we'll be able to see that. You won't have any problem recognizing the guy who's wearing the white gauze / tape / mummification of the head out there. A long ball across in the backside for Andrade. And now the deflection, and it's a free ball, and it's off the back of Arteaga. You can see that. He sprawls out, and it goes out, and that's a save by the defender, keeping himself big in front of the net. Jalen Lindsay on the back, and now Arteaga will just send it far. Akinola can't get the second ball, and now Cornfield Saunders. Kelly Cornfield Saunders, part of the LA Galaxy 15 and 16 that got the win yesterday here with the U.S. Soccer Development Academy, presented by Chevrolet. The Winter Showcase, that was the featured game, as they got a 4-3 win against the Philadelphia Union in a back-and-forth game. Never more than a 1-goal lead, and goals answered particularly late. 3 stoppage time goals yesterday, 2 of them by the Galaxy, which gave them the lead. Allowed Philadelphia to tie it, and then the winner. And as I was saying, the Galaxy is Cornfield Saunders and Arteaga, their club team. They're obviously with the national team here with the Friendlies. It's lots of great stuff, too, on the U.S. Soccer YouTube channel. You can check it out, some great interviews. And as you start to learn these young men who will all be competing for that spot. And right now comprise the team, but in a couple of years could have a couple new faces as they make their way to India for the 2017 FIFA World Cup Under-17s. Now to the back, and that ball's going to go over to the sideline. Miss hit there by Durkin. take that back. That was by Goslin.
Aperta, aperta, aperta. Não desce aí não. Desce aí não. Isso. Dá as costas a bola. Para, não dá as costas a bola. Aí. Vai subindo, vai subindo.
Deixa do mesmo lado, Marcão.
Andrade, vai baixando.
It's Tim Wing.
Isso, divide aí, Andrade. Perfeito. Baixa agora.
Now long ball played up towards the top. Headed down by Brazil.
Sobe defesa, sobe defesa.
Played 9 minutes here. Scheduled for 80, 2 40-minute halves.
Juizão.
Carlton, along with Sargent. Nice ball back to Carlton. Carlton will go at the last defender. It's Iago. Cuts it inside on the right foot. Tries to curl it, and it will go over for the goal kick.
Primeiro, vai jogar de costas, é rápido, velho. É dominar e fazer a bola andar. Josh, vai no meio. That's okay.
Sobe defesa, sobe defesa.
Vamos, Diego, Carlos. Pode área.
Good move there by Dimitri, but he can't catch up with it. It will roll out of bounds. U.S. will take the quick throw.
Vamos, Wallace.
Sobe
Vamos,
bem,
Wallace.
campo, Wallace.
Vamos, Wallace.
Vamos, Wallace. Sobe aí,
Vai,
Wallace.
vai, Miranda.
Olha o buraco aí, Wallace.
Vai, Miranda, se entrar aqui é tu.
Cornfield
Vai,
Saunders,
vai pra roubar.
Carlton,
Isso.
play on, says the ref. Carlton will go in for the tackle.
Léo.
Carlão.
Not real happy that he thought he may have been fouled beforehand, but he was over aggressive, and
Fala com ele.
the whistle will
Tira a linha. Estamos saindo andando.
allow Brazil the
Mais a defesa.
free kick. A couple yards inside the sideline. They're going to ask for 10 yards, so as he counts it off, Marco Antonio will wait. He'll send an in-swinger. USF holds the line, or USA holds the line about 17 yards out, 1 yard inside the box.
Tá montado lá, Juan.
Grade.
Expect this one to go just about the penalty spot.
Bola.
A couple yards inside there, 10 yards. Shot, save as Budnick has to go to his right. One of the Brazilians able to go up high and get the header. Now a quick ball out of the back, and under pressure is Cornfield Saunders, and he'll earn the free kick as the tackle comes in. And here's another look at the ball in, and skying high. One of them got down, and Budnick may have been going wide, but he wasn't for sure. And ends up holding onto the ball very nicely as he has to go to his right.
Aí agora, vai subindo.
Deixa num lado, Andrade.
Calma, divide isso. Aí tá ótimo. Virando.
So Jalen Lindsay now able to make a move and come out of the back, and he's going to send it long to Way. Timothy Way will go out of Iago. He's got Sargent in the box, and he's going to go ahead and do it. A strike, and it's just wide of the far post. Probably the attempt on net just wasn't quite on net. Sargent trying to get it on the back, but not able to get there. And an opportunity fair for the U.S.'s Way. Went strong towards it. Sargent not able to get there. The goal kick for Brazil.
Vamos, Carlos. Vamos, Carlos.
Fecha Carlos por dentro, Carlos. Por dentro, Carlos.
Alexander,
Por dentro, Carlos.
long ball. Good header won by Cornfield Saunders. Second ball, though.
Vai, vai.
Reflect over the top. Budnick will wait, and it will just get to the box. As Souza charging hard.
Baixa pouquinho, vai arrumando.
Deixa virar, Marcão. Não deixa virar. Deixa virar só.
Sobe. Com as costas, Juan.
Way holds his run.
Vamos, Andrade. Vamos, Andrade. Não olha.
Make that Akinola from back to Way. Way had played it into Akinola, and those two just didn't connect on the end, and Brazil tries to quickly counter. There's Dimitri on the far sideline. We'll one-on-one with Lindsay before help on both ends, and we'll go off the U.S. and Chris Durkin. Durkin wearing the captain's armband today for the United States too, as Ray McGann gets tonight to start on the bench. Villegas.
Correga já, vamos a linha.
Now
Não é
Durkin.
andando. Vai.
Isso, tá ótimo. Perfeito.
Sem finta, sem finta.
Sobe, defesa. Sobe, defesa, rápido.
Vamos!
Vamos, não deixa ele quebrar a nossa linha.
Sargent with a chance to turn. He does, but can't connect with Villegas. And Brazil will try and go down the corner, but Cornfield Saunders will read that one really well. But his next ball is taken away.
Ajuda, Léo.
And then a case of Andrade perhaps trying to play the man and not the ball as he tried to do the hip check into Kelly. He'll miss it, and Kelly will run around and get the ball, but it will go off. It'll be a Brazil throw.
Rápido.
Attempt to send it into the box will go over the end line. Goal kick.
Aí não adianta, gente. Ou abaixa, tá deixando bater o tiro de meta. Não adianta. Se é pra adiantar, é pra não deixar quebrar o tiro de meta.
Carlton waiting on the near touchline, who plays it in. Back to Carlton, and can't do a lot with it there. Headed away by Ortega. Lindsay now up to Way. Timothy Way with a little space, but will play it into more space with Io Akinola. Akinola.
Vamos, Marco. Vamos, Dimitri.
Into Goslin. Goslin's cross, and it's down free for Villegas, and it's just going to go ahead and be picked up by Alexander. No one can get a real good foot on it, either from the United States or the Brazilian side of it. Alexander will pick up the harmless ball. And maybe Corfield Saunders made it look like it may have gone off Brazil in front of us, but the referee disagrees with me. And I'll disagree with the refs. That foot came up off the ground, but what are you going to do? 16 minutes have passed, and it's scoreless here between Brazil, and we got an injured player.
Ele baixou, você ficou aqui. Na hora que ele pegou a bola, você saiu.
Durkin.
Aí ele mete a bola de costas, filho.
No peito do
Ou
Andrade não
sai no
adianta.
time,
Certo?
ou mantém.
Faz ele mexer.
May have got a knee
O Léo, Andrade
to a sensitive area.
vem trotando pra ele. Porra, precisa da urgência, tem que aparecer com mais velocidade.
Vai voltar não, Andrade, vai voltar.
Ei!
Question of whether there was a foul, but play on from here. There's disagreement about whether or not there was a call, but it's out of bounds off the U.S. It's a Brazil throw.
Mexe no lateral para não receber no contato. De costa você não vai ganhar uma. Mexe no lateral.
Minhas costas. Casquinha.
Goslin. Back out to Carlton.
Deixa circular, deixa desse lado. Valeu.
Vamos, Léo, olha tudo, Léo, tirando da bola, Léo, olha tudo.
Deixa daquele lado, Marcão. Deixa daquele lado.
U.S. just possession in the back now.
Aí combate, né, gente? Isso.
Tá jogando igual a caranguejo, tá jogando pra trás o tempo todo. Vamos criar espaço pra frente. Sobe, Carlos.
Chuteira dele saiu, o árbitro não para.
An injured Brazil players. Wallace is up now.
Sem girar.
Ortega.
Sem girar. Rápido, Dimitri.
As costas. Não sai muito não.
Meio.
Ó o meio aqui, ué. Isso, Léo. Boa. Isso aí, Léo. Perfeito. Wallace, roda. Fecha o meio, Wallace. Boa. Vai embora. Rápido!
Back on the back post. This is an opportunity here for Brazil. Sent in and a shot and a goal. And Brazil has taken the lead on the goal by Souza. Brenner Souza able to finish it after Marco Antonio picked him out on the far post. And Brazil leads 1-0.
Vamos subir, vamos jogar.
Atenção, Léo, Wallace, presta atenção.
Vai, vai.
U.S. now finds himself trailing here tonight.
Boa. Bota no chão, bota no chão.
Foul will be called on Carlton and a free kick for Brazil.
Andrade e Dimitri do mesmo lado. Andrade e Dimitri no mesmo.
20 minutes have passed. Here's a look at that as sent to the far post by Antonio, and there is Souza who cuts it back inside and able to put it into
Goal
the
scored
top
for
90.
Brazil in the 19th minute by number 9, Brenner Souza, assisted by number 17, Marco Antonio.
Sai de trás, sai de trás.
Marcão, mais rápido.
Long ball over the top. Souza's on it, off the thigh. He can't bring it down. It'll get to Budnick.
Atenção, Wallace, tira a linha de passe.
Dimitri, vamos com a bola, Dimitri.
Desce aí, Juan.
Tim Wang earns a throw in.
Junto com o meio.
Fecha mais o meio. Mais o meio, divide. Divide.
Marcão.
Avisa lá. Sobe a linha, sobe a linha. Sobe a linha. Sobe. Sobe, Carlos. Boa.
Gol. Boa, Miranda. Valeu. Faz a dele, Léo.
Meio. Boa. Toca agora, toca agora.
Toca a bola.
Sem perder bola, sem perder bola. Vamos. Não espera o cara chegar, não. Faz um toque.
Inverte.
Ô, Dimitri, faz a bola andar um pouquinho mais veloz, Dimitri. Encosta. Encosta,
Souza,
Dimitri,
marked
encosta.
by Ortega. Nice move by Souza. He's down and coming inside. He's into the area. He'll send it in on the back post, and it's a second goal. Brazil now leads 2-0. Souza able to feed it over to Andrade, who gets the second goal, and it's 2-0 Brazil. 22nd minute.
Excelente antecipada. Isso aí, tá atento aí.
Carlão. A gente não tá deixando a bola girar.
You see his move that Ortega went for it, and Souza able to get it down the sideline. Had a little time and was able to pick out on the back post Andrade, who just slotted it home. Now the U.S. trail 2-0.
Bora. Durkin. Vamos, Brenner. Vamos, Jimmy. Protege o Léo.
By the table of the standings, the U.S. need a victory
Sobe a defesa.
Atrasa, Jimmy.
Sobe
Atrasa
a
ele.
defesa, Carlos.
Atrasa
to
ele.
finish in second place. Again, 3 o'clock today, England drew with the Netherlands, and England solidified the tournament title. But now Way will send it in. It will deflect off of Brazil, but now the second ball, maybe Sargent on the left foot.
Calma.
Akinola.
Só diminui.
Goslin able to take it outside a little space. He's going to try and get it in, but he's got 2 defenders on him. And he may have been taken down, but no call. And Brazil will dribble
Goal
out on the
scored
near
for
side.
Brazil in the 22nd minute by number 15, Andrade, assisted by number 9, Brenner Souza.
Daí vai.
Ei, aproxima, Dimitri.
Daí vai.
And Dimitri will make that Wallace on the overlapping run. Wallace.
Dimitri, aproxima do homem que tá apertado. Isso.
Tem rabo.
Isso, pro outro lado. Aí, tira o espaço aí do meio, Carlos.
Vastly improved Brazil effort from what we saw the previous 2 days.
Aí, virando, meio. Aí, virando.
Loose ball will come off. Sargent
Meio, Miranda.
work with Durkin.
Vamos, Dimitri. O Dimitri pega. Vamos,
Carlton's
Dimitri.
got
Passa ele.
space,
Passa
but
ele, filho. Passa ele.
tough ball to bring down. Able to turn.
Valeu. Aí, ó. Tamo com a bola.
Turns right into Wallace.
Vai, vai. Tá com a bola, Dimitri. Vamos,
Dimitri, você está travando o jogo. Quando você tiver a possibilidade de acelerar, acelera. Você está travando para a lentidão.
Sai de trás. Iago.
Vai,
Sai de
Dimitri,
trás.
pro jogo.
But if the U.S., as the results stand right now, would finish third, still tied with Brazil. However, the U.S. -2 in goal differential, Brazil -3 at the moment. Still, again, long time to play, 65 minutes remaining in this one. 40-minute halves. We've seen the U.S. would come in, had scored the most goals in a game per game, 4 goals.
Tá longe do Marcão, Dimitri.
Dimitri.
Though England had scored 5, they finished with 7 on the tournament.
Corre pra trás.
Long ball sent back across.
Vai embora, pra dentro do gol.
Great
Vai,
move
vai pra
there
dentro.
by Brazil.
Vai pra dentro. Vai pra dentro,
Dimitri, who
Mais força, Dimitri.
had a nice touch over. Akinola's offsides, but Sargent and Akinola still offsides.
Ei,
And it will be the free kick for Brazil.
Iago, Iago, tá só. Calma.
Jimmy, na hora da sem bola, você precisa andar junto com o Marcos. Senão é 2 contra 1 dentro lá. Vai junto com o Marcos.
Calma.
This Portuguese segment brought to you by U.S.
Sem
Soccer
bola, se você ficar distante dele, ele fica sozinho no meio.
and the
Entendeu o que eu
Development
falei?
Academy, presented by Chevrolet. Here at Lakewood Ranch, again, this is concurrent with the Nike International Friendlies, which you're watching right now, U.S. Soccer on the YouTube channel.
Vai.
Ball played towards the top and now in the middle. From the center of the pitch and a shot to the left.
Valeu, valeu.
And it's a deflection to the left of the goalkeeper, Budnick, and it will go over the goal line for the corner.
Calma, calma. Andrade, Andrade. Contra-ataque é forte.
Towards the
Liga.
there, and Budnick comes out strong and catches that one right about the 6-yard box, center of the net. He'll play it out short.
Vai, 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 Wallace.
Earlier today, England had the Netherlands had a 2-0 lead on England.
Vamos lá.
About through this same time, but a 40th minute goal
Fecha o meio,
and an
Jimmy.
80th minute goal.
Meio primeiro.
Final minute of each half allowed England to win, or at least get the draw. And with that draw, they won the tournament. So the draw felt like a win, that's for sure. Villegas was run through, but it's just a throw for the United States.
Pressiona da bola. Pressiona da bola. Pressiona. Fecha o meio. Vamos, Léo.
Little space now for Goslin, but as he tries to play it through, his
A bola sobe.
foot is hooked from behind. Doesn't look like Marco Antonio tried to do much there, just locking a feet, interlocking a feet. It'll be a free kick for the U.S.
Wallace, Wallace, entra na linha.
40 yards from net,
Vamos, Iago.
Tá chegando mais pra cá.
towards the back post, top of the box, headed away,
Gol.
and Brazil with a counter opportunity, but
Valeu, pra frente, vambora.
Goslin able to poke it away for a moment, but now they'll try and go to the far side. It worked once earlier, but it was much closer to net. That gave them the first goal. Tim Way will run through the defender, Ruan, who got his body back, and Way, out of frustration,
Eu só peço pra Dimitri.
sent it up towards the line.
Não travar o jogo.
Way is expressing his frustration with the official right there for being called on the foul.
Fala pra ele, ó. Comunica com ele, Brenner, pra ele espetar um pouquinho mais. Tá te segurando muito.
Ei, ei, ei. Sai de bola. Bora, seis.
Aí tá bom.
Aí, Wallace. Sobe. Sobe, Wallace. Ajuda ele.
Header won by Souza. Second header won by Souza. Now they'll try and go back to him.
Vai na bola, vai na bola, vai na bola.
Ortega will take that one. Carlton.
Fecha o meio, Léo.
Não para,
Olha
não
as costas,
para.
Léo. Olha as costas do Wallace. Aí, Wallace, perfeito. Fecha um pouquinho. Brad.
Escorrega rápido, ó.
Ei, Brenner. Baixa a linha.
Way will run down the sideline. And Ruan just plays it over
Vai, Brenner.
the same touchline, and it will be a throw for the U.S. Villegas, Way, and now Lindsay, and Akinola is offside. Good look there at Akinola.
Vai jogar.
Hey Greg, last 10 minutes of the half here. Consider picking up your personal intensity.
Just be aware of the driveway thing that's already starting.
Visually.
Greg, do lado da bola, Marcão. Segunda tem que ser nossa. There you go. Setting up. Boa.
Throw in for Brazil.
Ei, pode tirar a bola no meio ali, ó o buraco. Pode ir ali, pode ir. Nas costas do Wallace.
Mais fechado, Miranda.
Carlton tries to go to the middle to Sargent. Two defenders on him, and Riago able to get to it.
Hey, come on, you gotta get tight.
If he goes, you have to go. There's no
Bola no meio, o cara não pode ficar livre, porra.
Hey, who's here?
Escolha, pai.
Faz a bola andar.
Isso.
É aquela.
Perfeito, é isso aí.
Aí, Dorkin.
Ei, Marcão, tem espaço nas costas lá se achar, hein?
Primeiro pronto.
Andrade, mais perto. Mais perto pro Facão aí.
Brenner vai e volta. Vem receber. Ó o Brenner,
Movement from Brazil. They'll get the ball across the field, and now an inside to Souza off the nifty back heel, and the deflection is going to roll in front of the net, and a big strike now just kind of whipped on again by Orville Saunders, but
Fecha o meio, Wallace. Fecha o meio, Wallace.
Budnick will come out, and he will quickly throw it out. Way
Boa.
can't find his way up the middle.
Vai, encosta o time. Trabalha a bola.
Rápido, Leozinho.
Miranda, vai arrumando espaço aí de marcação. Vai subindo, Miranda.
Invade a
Ball
área.
played
Invade a
wide.
área.
It's Dimitri. Send it into Wallace. Wallace trying to tee it up. Now the shorter ball into Souza. Souza's offsides. About 12 yards from the end line.
Dimitri, vai do outro lá. Ô, Brenner. Vamos, Dimitri. Calma. Vai jogar pro lado. Isso, pode ir. Vem, Carlão. Isso. Perfeito, Andrade. Vai jogar pro lado. Brenner, tira o giro.
Calma, vai diminuindo. Ei, a defesa junta. Olha aqui, ó. Vamos, tira.
Villegas on it.
Vamos, tira.
Carlton has it taken off him. Souza. And Marco Antonio on the back post, Dimitri. He's going into the 18 on the left foot shot. Budnick able down behind it.
Valeu, Marcão. Abaixa. Dá pro lado, dá o lado, dá o lado. Tira o meio, dá o lado.
Let's go, we need some movement.
Meio.
Defesa.
Yeah.
Combate.
Sargent, nice turn. He's got Way coming in from the side. He's into the 18. He'll rip a shot and wide of the near post. Timothy Way had it in and about 22 yards out. Tries to go on net and pushes it wide. So Alexander sends this goal kick long.
Sai de trás pra segunda. Para de falar com ele não vai dar. Andrade.
And Iago heads it out of bounds for the throw for the U.S.
Gente. Vai embora, Andrade.
Going to net and on the back post. That one's just too much for Souza. As Andrade tried. Get it in. Now Souza can't go through Lindsay. Wallace from 30. Rips it off the crossbar. Did it cross the line? No goal. According to this, but Wallace ripped it off the crossbar. Ball still in play, though, on the far side. This one's deflected, and Budnick has it. That was a rip from 30, and you can see the ball came down off the line. And doesn't look like it completely crossed, at least from this distance. That a goal line camera, but and from being that distance, as Carlton is fouled, it would be very difficult for the linesman to have gotten there and seen it. And apparently from first take on the replay, it was the right call of no goal. The United States will need something good to happen here in the final 3 or 4 minutes of the first half just to kind of get back into the feel of it. Brazil's really controlled this one from the beginning. Maybe the first time Brazil's kind of looked good since the first half against the Netherlands, and a yellow card, and it's for quantity of fouls, this time on Andrade. You know, when the referee holds the card up and then points to about 4 different locations on the field, that one's not for that foul in particular, but it's for the quantity of it. There's a good look at the ball frozen that appears to be on the line on the screen now for you. And it has to be all the way across. And again, from that angle, you wouldn't be able to see it, though. I would agree with the linesman's no call. Carlton taken down again. And the U.S. with the free kick in a dangerous spot now.
Yellow card issued in the 37th minute to number 15, Andrade of Brazil.
So the referee will count off 10 yards. Villegas is over it, as is Christopher Goslin. And with the wall being set up a yard or two inside the box, we're going to say it's 27 yards off the end line.
Greg, are you getting that? Are they inside the 18?
Logan, let him get it.
Well, now the referee will instruct them He's letting them sit where they are, so maybe we've magically lost the ball. But where the wall originally was set, it was outside it. Here's a ball curled into about the 6, and now it's just going to bounce harmlessly as the Brazilian player, I think that was Iago, couldn't get to it, and then Timothy Way couldn't get to it as Villegas dropped it right in about 8 yards out and then found its way back to Alexander. This is off of the U.S. It'll be a Brazilian throw, and apparently blood is coming off Ortega's head now as the bandages come up. So they will address the blood on the head of Ortega. They're going to have to rebandage it. It appears to be a lot of blood here. So they're going to have him sit down. This will be a throw-in for the United States. So we're in the 40th minute. Probably not a lot of stoppage time. Ortega's probably going to make it into the locker room and maybe get a little bit of treatment from beyond there. But they're playing with 10 men right now. And as 40 flashes on your clock, we see 1 minute of stoppage time. Villegas will look to try and do it. The U.S. a man down, and Akinola is in behind the defense. He's into the penalty area. He's got a little help.
The referee has added a minimum of 1 minute of stoppage time to the first half.
2 defenders on, so he's going to try and put it across. No one can get there. And now Brazil will bring it out of their third. Be a throw in for Brazil.
De passe, Iago! Sobe defesa, sobe virada. Olha a linha de defesa, Iago.
So as 41 hits the clock, we played our stoppage time. The United States give up 2 first-half goals. They finished the half.
The score at
A man down.
halftime is Brazil 2, United States 0.
Due to injury, and Ortega is getting the golf cart back right now. The blood has not stopped going from the head, even with the bandaging. So we'll see whether or not he is subbed for. If they get that stop one way or the other, they cannot have the blood. But 40 minutes down, 40 minutes to go. The U.S. will have some work to do as they trail Brazil 2-0 here at the Nike International Friendlies in Lakewood Ranch at the Premier Sports Campus. Welcome back to the premier sports campus here at Lakewood Ranch. The Nike International Friendlies, the final half of the final game as the United States trails Brazil 2-0. Of course, the Nike International Friendlies held concurrently here with the U.S. Soccer Development Academies, presented by Chevrolet, the Winter Showcase here at Lakewood Ranch. And one more day of action for that as well. Tomorrow morning, a lot of the youth teams that have made it down, 74 club teams from around the country, part of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy, have made their way, and they will be concluding the 5 or 6 days of soccer. This game concludes the Nike International Friendlies and really is only for placement right now, for placing, as England won this afternoon. They finished the tournament 2 wins and a draw, and that is the substitute Tony Temple, who came on for
United
Tim Way.
States. Entering the game, number 19, Tony Temple. Leaving the game, number 7, Tim Way.
His first moment in the game, he's called for a foul and already gets a talking to. Here's Iago, who goes, as we mentioned, Brazil 2 wins and a draw. That draw came in stoppage time. One of their wins, the one against the United States, also came in stoppage time, so some late dramatics for the English allowed them to win. Currently, the Netherlands sits in second place with 4 points. That's a win, a draw, and a loss. And the United States staring at a win and 2 losses, as would Brazil be, as the U.S. will get a free kick. It will come down to goal differential. Right now, the United States -2, Brazil -3. But again, 40 minutes, just under 40 minutes to play here now, as Alexander has to kick this one out. Villegas will get it. A couple of bodies maybe still on sides. Carlton tries to cut inside. Nice tackle there by Eduardo. Carlos Eduardo now sends it towards midfield, chested down by Goslin. And Kelly Cornfield-Saunders can't get to the second ball. Now Brazil with numbers. It's a 4v2 situation. Now there's a third body back, but it's still a 5v3 and open on the far side, but off sides. Couldn't hold up. His run was Dimitri. That's almost inexcusable. The defenders are in front of you, and you have everything there, and you're looking and you can't hold your run up, especially with the numbers that they have. But the U.S. will get the break. They'll get the offsides, and they'll get the free kick here in front of their own net. As we mentioned, the tournament trophy was awarded to England earlier today after their draw against the Netherlands. Right now, the Golden Boot winner would be Daishan Ridon, who had 4 goals in the tournament. The Brazilians' only goals so far are the 2 they've scored tonight, and that's been by 2 individuals. For the U.S., Carlton leads the team with 2 goals. He's out there. He'd need to score 3 in order to win that Golden Boot. U.S. called for a foul. The Golden Glove winner still to be determined. I would suggest that tonight, if that's something that piques your interest, to go to ussoccer.com and you can get the full synopsis of the Nike International Friendlies in this game and the award winners. That will be there. But the U.S. trying to get something going here now as Tony Temple will take the ball. He'll go down to the end line, and a good tackle by Ruan, who's playing left back tonight. And the throw into Temple, who's around the side. He'll send the ball across, but it's a miss hit, and it goes over the goal line for the goal kick.
Abre pra jogar, pra tentar. Vai brigar. Primeira e segunda, gente, não é só primeira.
Nice ball driven by Alexander, up header. And interesting enough, that is Ortega. Had the white bandage, now it is a black bandage on the head, but they had to clean up the wound and probably got it. And a lot of times with head wounds, as Budnick has to come off his line, ball played up the middle for Souza. Head wounds will continue to bleed until they get properly treated, but Ortega is back there and he's in. That is good news. Akinola able to push it, and his feet get tangled up. There is no whistle. Akinola went down hard.
Marcão, tem que voltar mais rápido, hein,
Some
Marcos?
good sportsmanship on the far side.
No meio ali, Dimitri. No meio, Dimitri. Dimitri.
Vai que já foi a bola. Vai.
Now over the top.
Vamos, pai. Sai, Brenner.
Dimitri,
Tirou da bola, vai arrumando o time.
marked there by Jalen Lindsay. Dimitri is able to find Souza. Overlapping. Nice ball across on the back post. That was a great ball across
Roda pro lado da bola. Aí, Juan.
by Ruan, who is back from his position. But it found no one, but Brazil able to keep it in. They're going to try and throw it on the back post, and Souza acts like a defender, open on the back post, but it was a tough finish off a volley, but his left foot volley goes out of bounds. Goal kick for the United States.
Ó, o 11 tá circulando nas costas do Wallace. Wallace.
Carlos Eduardo. Now Carlton into Akinola.
Gasta a bola. Boa, Iago.
Meio. Vai,
Dangerous ball there. Split though.
Agora calma.
As Iago able to split a couple defenders. He'll dribble for about 40-50 yards into Marco Antonio, who
vamos, Marcos.
not quite strong enough, but the U.S. will turn it right back over.
Não assiste o jogo. Vai arrumando.
Boa.
Carlton whistled for the foul.
Não assiste o jogo. Vai olhando o que tem pra ajeitar.
Vai
A bola,
ajustando
Iago.
quando a bola estiver lá.
Com a bola, agora vai tirando aí. Isso, pode vir. Juan. Pede pra girar a bola, Juan. Pede pra girar, Juan. Pede pra girar, Juan. Vem, vai por dentro.
Fica aberto. Correga rápido.
O 11 tá circulando nas costas de você.
Vai atrás,
Léo.
diretor.
Fica atento o 11. Que tá circulando em suas costas, nas costas de Léo. Presta atenção.
Vai posicionando o Brenner.
Ei, baixa a defesa, baixa o meio campo. Baixa o meio campo.
Atenção, Juan.
Sobe defesa.
Josh Sargent out wide. He'll cut it inside on the right foot into the penalty area. He's obstructed, but no foul. Iago came in, didn't play the ball.
Sobe mais forte. Sobe mais forte,
I
defesa.
don't think it was a penalty kick
Sobe
for
mais forte,
sure,
defesa.
but
Baixa o meio.
I have to look at that obstruction call a little bit, but you don't see much anymore. And offsides here is Tony Temple.
Ei, não queima a bola, Léo. Não queima a bola porque vai pegar o pulmão. Não queima a bola.
Ficar mais com a bola.
Uou, não queima a bola.
Iago, vai jogando, Lucas. Ladrão.
Dois nela.
Isso, sobe o jogo. Calma. Por dentro, Dimitri. Faz o impedimento, vai por dentro, Dimitri. Vai por dentro, Dimitri. Vai. Vamos, Dimitri.
Sai de trás, arrumado. Juan, fecha.
Pressiona. Arruma aí atrás. Ó, o homem circulando no meio. Isso, Léo. Perfeito, Léo.
Vai, Marcão. Vai pro meio,
Olha lá,
Marcão.
Léo. Vamos, Wallace. Cobra.
Vamos, Marcão.
Ó, o 11 de novo saindo na fora.
Here's Carlton.
Ó, Léo, permitiu, Léo. Não permite, Léo. Fica com a bola. Isso. Fica com a... Léo, vamos lá, Léo. Vamos, Wallace. Ó as costas,
Durkin
Léo.
wide to Cornfield Saunders and back into Goslin now.
Wallace tem que adiantar nessa bola, Wallace. Ó, 11. Você adianta agora, Léo. Wallace centraliza.
Some space now for Lindsay. As Jalen Lindsay comes across midfield looking for help.
Fecha o meio.
Calma, tira do apertado. Ó, ladrão. Tira do apertado.
Fica com a bola.
Ei,
Solta
a
rápido.
gente tem que começar a ficar com a bola aí, ó. Trabalhar a bola, ficar um pouquinho, ok? Andrade, aparece que joga, Andrade.
Calma, não cobra.
Isso, vai
Fica
pro
com a bola.
Isso.
Vai.
Nice ball over the top, but is he onside? He is onside, is Marco Antonio, but he waited a little bit too long.
Valeu, valeu, valeu.
Durkin will
valeu.
get there, and Marco Antonio maybe clipped him.
Léo,
Thought there were a couple of bodies there that
tô posto pra te ajudar.
maybe Marco Antonio was the one that was offsides. Maybe it was reversed, but either way, nothing was there, and the U.S. able to recover and get the ball, and now they'll go. A lot of long ball right now, but it is over to Sargent. Sargent tries to cut inside.
Sem parar, Marcão.
Villegas, nice touch barely by Eduardo.
Organiza.
Keep it out as we've passed 50 minutes, a half hour to go in this one. We'll play 80 total. Brazil still leads 2-0 as we play 10 minutes of the second half.
Marco Antônio, mais pro meio, Marco Antônio.
Back down the corner at Sargent. He'll look under the right foot. Crosses Carlos Eduardo, the only body there. Now into it, a long ball driven by Goslin.
Bota no
Looking
chão.
for Akinola.
Batei a bola.
Off the chest, and it will get to Villegas.
Dimitri, tá assistindo. O Juan vai tomar 2 contra 1 lá.
Fica com a bola, fica com a bola. Fica com a bola. Isso, toca. Vamos, aparece, aparece, Dimitri. Aparece no jogo.
Goslin able to get to it first, but can't do anything with it once he does get it.
Vai, gente. Daqui já.
Vai já, calma. Ei,
E a gol?
mano.
Tá espetado.
Olha aqui, ó,
porra.
olha aqui, ó. Aqui, ó. Vai.
Olha aqui. Não dá no espetado. Dá no livre.
Sai, dá que você não passa.
Vai, eu.
Faz andar.
Eu.
Dimitri. It's deflected off it. Marco Antonio hesitates just a little bit, and Lindsay able to get there first, and Marco Antonio will be called for the foul.
Vamos então. Então vai.
Bora, Dimitri. Atrás da linha da bola, Dimitri. Vamos. Paramos.
It's a good move by Sargent, but he's still 40 yards out. He is behind the defender. He'll cut it inside, and he'll overstep the ball, and Brazil will now have it. A lot of individual work here as the U.S. just seems to have lost the cohesiveness and
Toca a bola.
hasn't really been able to put a lot together here to attack the net. Here's Marco Antonio now.
Vem, Juan.
No chão, Léo.
Vamos.
Ficha.
And out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for
Isso, Léo.
the U.S. and Lindsay will come up from the back position.
Vem com ele.
Vai ter for, vai ter for.
Vamos, Marco. Ó, as costas aí, fecha aí, ó.
Ah,
Sai do apertado. Vem, sai do apertado.
Forte, forte.
Vai, vai, Dimitri.
vai pelo meio, Aras. Vai pelo meio, Aras. Vamos, Aras. Aras.
Lado, Léo. Desse lado.
Vamos, Aras.
Wallace. That's poked away. Temple has nothing in front of him, so give it to Akinola. 1v2. Got past the one, but certainly not the second one as Carlos Eduardo able to get it. Now they'll try and go to the line. That one intercepted by Temple, but bodies of yellow are outnumber those of white, and they'll work together to get it to the sideline, but they will lose it there. Finally, though, another. U.S. can never really gain possession from there.
Toca, aparece junto. Junto, time. Vai buscar, vai
Dois
buscar.
nela pra não achar.
Isso, Dimitri. Vai por dentro agora, Dimitri. Vai por dentro do centroavante.
Carlão, arruma aí atrás, Carlão.
Vai por dentro. Você sai de junto da marcação, Dimitri. Sai de junto da marcação. Flutua.
Vamos, Andrade.
Melhor.
Temple has no one there, so we'll give it back to Goslin, who will leave it for Durkin. Goslin gets clipped.
Posiciona aí, vamos.
Well, 2 years ago, in the final game here at the Nike International Friendlies, the United States beat Brazil 4-1 to win the tournament last year. Brazil returned the favor with the victory, and they won the Nike International Friendlies. Looks like that may have been a handball, but nothing called here. Marco Antonio will get it wide out here to Ruan, or make that Dimitri. Dimitri into the penalty area, and Budnick will collect it 17 yards from his line.
Agora corre. Agora corre. Quer marcar agora, Dimitri? Tem que marcar. Agora. Vamos. Sobe a linha, sobe a linha. Sobe a linha.
Beleza, garoto.
Não começa a descer não, sobe.
Marcão, mexeu ela e mexeu o lado.
Brazil set to make a substitution. Junio will come on for Dimitri. So,
Substitution in the 55th minute for Brazil. Entering the game, number 10, Helio Junio. Leaving the game, number 8, Dimitri.
Junio, who had started both the games previous.
Vamos jogar. Vamos, Wallace.
See Wallace down, needs no assistance, he's up.
Vamos, Calão.
Vai pra lá já, vai Juan, vai arrumando, não é contra-ataque.
Aproxima. Aproxima, boy. Aproxima.
Marco Antonio off the chest to Souza onto the back post. Cut back, and on the left foot, it's blocked now by Kelly Cornfield Saunders. It's Ribeiro.
Atenção contra-ataque.
Will now have to chase back as Sargent gets it, although Ribeiro may have got his foot up into the midsection of there, and the United States will be set to make a couple of subs. Coming on, it'll be George Acosta. He'll make his way on for Villegas.
Elinho, na oposta, não perde o ponta de vista aqui. Lateral.
Take that back, the wrong signal for player, so Villegas is still in there. First of all, we will take
Vai até o final, cansou, avisa.
Perez will be on for Lindsay, and then Akinola is who Acosta will come on for.
Substitution in the 57th minute for United States. Entering the game, number 2, Brian Perez. Leaving the game, number 4, Kelly Cornfield Saunders. Substitution in the 57th minute for United States. Entering the game, number 10, George Acosta. Leaving the game, number 17, Ayo Akinola.
They'll move Sargent up front as Acosta will settle more into the midfield, and Sargent will move up to the striker position for Akinola. And there is Acosta. He has an overlapping run from the other sub, and it's going to go off of Brazil. It will go out for a corner kick as Perez had been down. He was in for Jaden Lindsay.
Aí na curta. Hélio e Wallace. Marco, rebote. Marco.
So Villegas will do the outswinging corner kick. Slightly into the wind, but the wind not nearly a factor has been in the previous two. Headed away by Iago. He's the big guy up there, and he heads it away.
Correction on the U.S. subs. Entering the game, number 2, Brian Perez. Leaving the game, number 4, Jalen Lindsay.
And there's Acosta, and Carlton will get to it. Now Carlton will take the volley off the fly, and it will be a goal kick.
Fica com a bola, Elinho.
Hélio, esconde ela.
So Lucas Alexander striking the ball very well today. Set to send it long.
Boa, perto do Iago.
Ei, Leo, vai pra cá.
Boa. Calma.
One there by Brian Perez.
Não dá as costas a bola.
Miranda. Andrade.
defesa! Sobe! Sobe!
Elinho, não tem nada nas costas.
Olha as
Tá
costas aí
caindo lá
lá.
agora.
Ei! Iago! Aí, o outro lá.
Free
Marcou.
kick to be taken by Georgia Costa. Cleared away by Iago. Iago's been everywhere.
Fecha o Wallace, fecha o Wallace.
Carlton.
Bota no bobo, bota no bobo. Tira do meio. Tira do meio. Isso, no corredor. Isso, protege Elinho. Vamos, Elinho, vamos, Elinho. Isso, calma.
Calma,
Hélio. Hélio. Deixa. Meio.
Peraí, não cobra. Não cobra. Não cobra, não cobra.
Carlos.
Things kind of a little pushy, but now Iago will
É velho.
Fica de lateral, Wallace.
come across and take it.
Lateral, vamos, Iago.
Balança, Brenner.
Brazil
Sobe. Joga de frente.
Yellow.
now go off Perez.
Precisamos ver a bola agora.
Ei, sobe.
Dois toques.
Toe poke into the area. And another chance, and that one pushed, and Carlton's there. Souza had an opportunity about 15 yards out and tried to not be so selfish. And as it turns out, he maybe should have been.
Bola, Elinho.
Quickly taken as Acosta now has it. And they'll play it up to Temple. Temple,
Vai, Hélio.
an ambitious ball, and Villegas will not be able to get there.
Fechar no último passe.
Fecha, Miranda. Fecha.
Saw the replay there. Looking to find across the front. Andrade,
Come back. Põe o pé na bola.
Sobe.
who does have one goal already, as does Souza.
Sobe, não deixa jogar. Vai embora. Vai.
Souza had the assist on Andrade's last time too. 5v3 now. And still over. That one is a nice ball, and it's in, and Carlton has to poke it away from Andrade.
Arruma a linha. Luan. Lateral.
Lá na
Arruma a
meia.
linha.
Sobe no meio campo. Ei, Juan, um na frente dele, outro atrás. Wallace. Porra ele.
And time is running out here.
Daí pra dentro da área.
Just under 18 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Play 80 at the 63rd minute. A big volley and a great goal by Brazil. And they take the 3-0 lead as Junio comes in and on a full volley puts it into the side netting. I think the cross may have been Marco Antonio, but it was a thing of beauty, finished about 8 yards out. Another opportunity to look at it here. As you can see, Marco Antonio on the left-footed cross, and there he is about 8 yards out. Full volley, and Junio has made it 3-0 Brazil.
Protege ele.
Goal scored for Brazil in the 63rd minute by number 10, Helio Junio, assisted by number 17, Marco Antonio.
Miranda. Fecha.
Now as time's running out, that has shifted
Sem girar.
the table at this point. Brazil has jumped ahead of the United States for third place, as that one's headed over the top. Temple would come inside. Brazil now with one win, 2 draws. If the results hold, -2 in goal differential. The United States 1 win, 2 losses. Excuse me, I meant losses with Brazil, but -3. So
Ei, dois volantes pro lado de
have to
cá.
be pushing forward for a couple of goals.
Bota lá pra dentro. Boa, vai.
Vai.
Marcão,
Isso,
põe o
vai.
pé.
Vai rápido agora.
Another another opportunity for Brazil, who seems to have some momentum.
Sobe, tá arrumando aí.
Cornfield Saunders just sends it down the line. Sargent's going to try and run onto it. Two Brazilians able to combine as Miranda sends it back to Alexander.
Aparece um. Sai de impedimento, sai de impedimento. Calma, linha de passe todo mundo. Isso, perfeito.
Marcão, continua aí marcando.
Impedimento, Brenner.
Ei, Iago.
Pode ficar a bola no buraco, ó.
Desmarca.
Olha o buraco, Brenner. Olha o buraco, Brenner. Brenner, aparece, Brenner.
Vai embora.
Still going forward is Iago, but that one's cleared away. Still a lot of yellow jerseys behind the ball. Iago very aggressive from the back
Vai da bola, Iago.
position.
Vai roubando, Iago.
There's
Fecha Elinho.
Arruma, Carlos. Olha as costas, Carlos. Olha as costas. Calma. Tira a bola apertado, Alan. Isso. Calma, ladrão. Tem goleiro, se quiser pra girar. Tem goleiro, se quiser, Juan. Fecha por trás, Iago. Iago. Juan pegou a bola, linha de passe pra ele. Juan pegou na bola, mas abre o jogo pra você jogar.
Tony Temple on it. Moved by Souza. Working with Marco Antonio, who sees letting Nick out, and he'll try and go for the goal 30 yards out.
Ei, não dá a bola no cara pressionado. Olha o Lucão livre.
E outra, pelo meio com a marcação, hein, Juan. Dois. Elinho.
US set to make another substitution.
Aí, Brenner, atenção. Baixa, Brenner. O ladrão, Brenner, chegando. Toque, sai.
Toque nela.
Toque, sai.
Ela que mata.
Toque, sai.
Vai eu.
Toque, sai. Toque, sai.
Vai pra dentro, velho. Arrasta tudo.
Ruan pushes it too far in front. Perez plays it off of Ruan, and it will be a throw in for the U.S. And with that, the U.S. will make the sub. Coming off will be Tony Temple, who came on at the half, but he's struggling right now. And Arturo Vasquez will come on.
Fica com a bola.
Ajuda lá.
Fica com a bola, ó.
Vai trabalhar aqui.
Apertou aqui.
Não, você fica lá. Brenner, mais pela frente aqui, ó. Mais pela frente, olha.
Substitution in the 67th minute for United States. Entering the game, number 14, Arturo Vasquez. Leaving the game, number 19, Tony Temple.
Vamos, Horace!
It may have gone over the touchline. It will be a Brazilian throw, or excuse me, a throw in for the United States.
Brenner!
Down into the corner for
Atenção à área.
Vasquez,
Atenção à
who's in.
área.
Vasquez, one of the players featured. You can watch those interviews on ussoccer.com, on the YouTube channel. Get to know the 17s as they prepare for the World Cup in 2017 against India. That one just sent into the box, and it will bounce harmlessly to Alexander. Perez over the top. Sergeant Iago there again. Now again, and now the look and say, just a shot just wide. A dipping ball as they saw Alexander out. And Acosta from about 35, 40 out had the ball, and he looked up. A good thought, but just missed the frame. Hit the side of the net from that distance. Strong header from AJ Vasquez. but goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in.
Hey, enough. Right there, hey. Se quiser tem, se quiser tem, se quiser tem. Vai, Jota. É chão, é chão, é chão. Stay high, stay high.
The delay tactics in full force. See how that is exacerbated as we play these final 10 minutes and so. Perez can't connect with the midfield and taken by Junior.
Vai voltar a bola para apertado, né? Vamos lá, tirou da bola, Juan. Tirou da bola, Juan.
Into the box. Budnick will come off his line.
We only have one option up top.
Olha aí, olha aí. Desce meio.
And that one's probably going to go back to Alexander as Carlton can't catch up with it. A long ball. Cornfield Saunders called for a handball.
Tem o goleiro. Ei, tem o goleiro para jogar
Throw
atrás,
in
gente.
U.S.
Girar, Marcão, sem girar.
Tira a linha de
Pra ele,
passe.
tá? Olha aqui pra mim.
That will be out of bounds.
Faz rodar por trás.
A lot of the activity here in front of the benches on this side is Brazil set to make a couple of substitutions, including a goalkeeping substitution. Coming off right now, though, will be
Por aqui, filho.
Andrade. Andrade is off for Nathan Soares.
Dois nela. Você tá
Soares
conduzindo,
comes
os
on.
caras encostam. Dois nela. você
And
vai
in
jogar.
net, Lucas Alexander will come off for Victor Hugo.
Quer fazer caminho, neguinho.
Entra forte, Vitão.
O Elinho quer fazer caminho.
I will keep the intensity to maximum, boy. Hey, intensity maximum right here. Hey, Brian.
Substitution in the 72nd minute for Brazil. Entering the game, number 20, Nathan Soares. Leaving the game, number 15, Andrade. Substitution in the 72nd minute for Brazil. Entering the game, number 12, Victor Hugo. Leaving the game, number 1, Lucas Alexandre.
Hey, Ray. Chris, cross behind your shoulder when it comes down.
U.S. comes away with the loose ball and into the area. Costa, but the last man comes back across and able to clear it out. Carlton on it.
Vai embora, Natão. Vai embora, Natão. Juan. Mais rápido nas disputas,
Ei,
calma.
ei.
Throw in
Agora,
U.S.
mano.
Marcou, ao lado
Só
contrário.
para. Só para.
Elinho tá segurando a bola, Elinho.
Tá soltando, ele tá descansado. Atenção, Juan. Marcão, falta você
Off
na
the yellow
saída,
jerseys,
pode
throw
jogar
in
pra
for the United States. Perez from the near side will look to curl it into the box. He does, but again, Iago's there. This one, though, mishit, and it will go out for a corner kick.
Vai segurar a bola em vez de tocar a bola.
See, the U.S. will look to test Hugo. Come in, his first action in the Nike International Friendlies. Sargent, who's standing in front of him, and Hugo already involved with it. A little pushing and shoving. So Sargent will post himself in front. This will be Acosta. Acosta will to curl it into the area. And, well, let's see. That one was actually Eduardo. Eduardo and Iago have alternated taking turns of clearing it out of the area. Free kick for the Brazilians.
Hey, we hold it here. We hold it here.
Bahia.
Step. Hey, step. Step.
Vamos rápido, Brenner. Vamos rápido.
Little mishit there for Vazquez as he tried to send Carlton in. 75th minute just passed, final 5.
Olas, vamos, Olas.
Free kick for the United States as Goslin was taken down.
Continua soltando, Olas.
Hey, come
Pega ele,
here.
passa ele por dentro.
Tem nada
Vai,
por dentro.
vai, pode jogar pra trás.
Come
Sem
here.
falta, sem falta, sem falta. Isso, Nil. Vai, não das costas. Das costas, Nil.
Costa. Sent wide to Carlton.
Cuida da área.
Soares has it taken away from him. Into the area, it's going to bounce, and Hugo will collect it on that bounce. Now into it, Sargent. He's going in, and may have got off the back of the hand, and now we will have ourselves a direct kick just outside the penalty area. Was not in the box as Sargent was taken down. You can see Sargent. Maybe we can see him. There we go. As that one came in, and that's in the penalty area. That one, a courtesy, no penalty kick here. Unless he called the handball prior to it, because it may have gone off of Iago's backside. But yeah, he's a yard and a half in the area. So it's shot off the crossbar, and it's free out in front. Acosta dipped it down, but it didn't dip down high enough. Now sent up the line. Perez able to turn. Send it back. Acosta's still on. Hugo there. And this was certainly not Acosta that was offsides, but there was still an opportunity there.
Entendeu? Chu. Centro.
This is your last substitution, all 3. We're done, right? Okay, good.
Now a touch for Sargent. Sargent able to go around. Sargent with the empty net, and it's kicked off the line by Iago. Iago is everywhere here in this game. And Brazil will make a sub. A few subs, that is. Here's get a good look. Sargent goes around Hugo. And as he tries to finish, Iago running back, and he gets the stop. Douglas Baum comes on for Ribeiro.
Vamos, Brenner. Vamos, para ele poder jogar mais.
Souza comes off.
Água e
And Leonardo Franco comes on. And there will be one more, too, I believe. Unless just those two.
How much time are you thinking?
it made it there.
Substitution in the 79th minute for Brazil. Entering the game, number 19, Leonardo Franco. Leaving the game, number 9, Brenner Souza. Substitution in the 79th minute for Brazil. Entering the game, number 5, Douglas Baum. Leaving the game, number 7, Leonardo Ribeiro.
So Hugo now throws it out wide.
Hey, it's too easy. Nicky, pisa, Nicky. Good Brian, good Brian.
Elinho, se você der um passe. Elinho.
It's like Villegas may be cramping.
Hey, come on, boys, come on, boys.
Ajuda o Miranda lá, Natan.
Keep going.
Sobe defesa. Sobe defesa.
3 stoppage
The
minutes
referee
here.
has added a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time to the end of the match.
Ortega
Vai, já tá aí.
Brian, Brian.
and Perez will just have to send it up the field. He does. Here's Sargent.
Vamos, Wallace, vamos, Wallace. Vai, Chu, sai de 3, sai de 3.
Vamos, meio campo.
Now through ball, and it wants to skip over Sargent's foot. Hugo, and now the block, but it will go out of bounds for a throw-in for Brazil.
Sair mais rápido de trás. Principalmente o meio campo. Ele veio brigar, o meio campo tava lá atrás, adianta.
Wallace, não larga.
Marcou.
Vamos.
Marcou. Vai pra dentro e faz Elinho sair. Vai pra dentro.
Hey, we talk. Hey, switch Brian, Christian. Hey, first and second ball's ours.
Fecha, Miranda.
First and second. Hey, don't shut off, White, don't shut off. Come on, sir, come on. Hey, let's go, ref, come on. Hey, first one.
That goes off the U.S.'s head. And again, a throw for Brazil.
Marcão, participa da saída, Marcão.
That's ours.
And Brazil works their way up the line.
Ele, troca comigo.
Natan, faz sacão, Natan.
Marco, vem.
Faz sacão. Eu tô. Boa, né, cara?
Free kick will go the U.S.'s way. Carlton
Vamos, bom.
all alone on the far side. And it will be a Brazil throw. Carlton will get a yellow card for his frustration. Kick the ball into the sign. Carlton will get it, but again, a defensive stand. Iago and Eduardo have been solid in the center of Brazil's defense.
Calma.
Long ball up for Sargent. And the U.S. might get one
Yellow card
last
issued
chance
in the
here.
80th minute to number 11, Andrew
Vasquez
Carlton of the United
comes across.
States.
And as that ball comes up towards midfield, that will be the final whistle. And Brazil, after a couple of disappointing results in their first 2 games against the Netherlands and Brazil, or in England, find themselves,
Final score of today's match is Brazil 3, United States 0.
as you heard on the winning
Thank you
end.
for attending today's match. This concludes the 2015 Nike International Friendlies. Thank you and drive home safely.
Well, the Nike International Friendlies have concluded, and England is your champion. We've discussed that a little bit. The Netherlands in second, and then the U.S. and Brazil tied for third, with Brazil being ahead on goal differential -2 to the United States -3. Disappointing end here, and it all happened in the 80th minute of that England game where England was able to secure the title. But it was a very successful weekend. These are the guys that will be in 2017 competing at the World Cup in India. But our thanks to everyone downstairs who's helped with the production. And as far as the U.S. soccer Development Showcase, Development Academy with the Winter Showcase. Of course, the Development Academy presented by Chevrolet. Our thanks to that. There is still stuff going on in Lakewood Ranch tomorrow. But the Nike International Friendlies are done, and congratulations again to England. I'm Mike Pepper, everyone, and thanks for watching, and be sure to catch all the action and the recaps on ussoccer.com or the YouTube channel.